As we approach the 80th anniversary of the Charter, born of a collective resolve to, and I quote, save succeeding generations from the scourge of war, end of quote, we are witnessing actions that undermine its promise. These attacks starkly contrast the spirit of collective security envisioned in San Francisco. We underscore that collective security remains the bedrock of the rules-based international order and calls for strict and consistent adherence to the UN Charter. Madam President, the targeting of nuclear facilities heighten our concerns. International humanitarian law requires particular caution regarding such sites due to the potential for grave humanitarian and environmental harm. The IAEA has repeatedly affirmed that attacks or threats against nuclear facilities devoted to peaceful purposes violates the Charter, the IAEA statute, and international law. We therefore stress the critical importance of upholding the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, the cornerstone of the global non-proliferation and disarmament architecture. The NPT prevents nuclear weapons proliferation and provides a framework for addressing concerns related to peaceful nuclear energy. Actions outside this framework risk undermining the treaty's authority and effectiveness. We urge all parties to utilize the NPT mechanisms, including through the IAEA, to address legitimate concerns and avoid measures that weaken this vital instrument of international peace and security. Madam President, we have taken note of Iran's recent letter of 21st June 2025, Israel's communication citing self-defense, and a joint letter from France, Germany, and the United Kingdom. These underline the mounting claims and counterclaims, reinforcing this Council's duty to uphold the Charter. In this regard, Sierra Leone therefore advances the following point. First, we call for an immediate comprehensive ceasefire. Continued hostilities risk igniting a wider regional conflict, destabilizing maritime routes, and uncertain fragile energy markets. There is no military solution. We urge all parties to engage in diplomatic talks and resume structured dialogue towards restoring Resolution 2231 and a joint comprehensive plan of action before remaining measures expire on 18th June 2025. The potential broader consequences of an escalating conflict must not be overlooked. Disruption of key shipping lanes could severely affect small and developing economies, particularly those still recovering from the COVID-19 pandemic and grappling with debt distress. Such disruptions risk inflaming our human and common insecurities, economic distress, disaffection among youth, irregular migration, and fragile social cohesion far beyond the region. Second, we demand strict protection of civilians and civilian infrastructure. We've already been briefed by ASG Yencha on the civilian casualties in Iran as well as in Israel since 13th June. Hospitals, power stations, and homes have suffered damage. We call for safe corridors for medical evacuation and humanitarian relief in line with international law. Third, we emphasize that the NPT remains central to global security. We urge Iran to continue full cooperation with the IAEA and resolve outstanding safeguard issues. We equally urge restraint by all states to protect the integrity of the NPT.